Welcome back to Everything Moto with Doc and Josh, and today we got a lot to talk about. The first topic that we have up is J Mart signing a 3-race deal with Star Racing.
Crazy.
Kind of out of the blue. Like, I don't think anybody expected that to happen this year. He was doing the VIP, like, touring for Star during Supercross, so he's been at the races. And according to the Pulp Show, and Tanner posted this on Twitter, he's beating some of the Star guys outdoors already in 30-minute motos.
I mean, the thing I was going to say, there's a couple things you can count on with J Mart. He's in shape. Like, no doubt in my mind, he's fit as can be right now. And he's a dog outdoors. And so dude, I could see him getting podiums right out of the gate. I'm not even kidding.
So I reached out to Pulp and I asked him, like, does it start with Paula? Like, I was kind of maybe thinking maybe it was like a certain races, right? Like maybe like he'll just do Millville and a couple of different races. But Pulp actually said it starts at Paula.
Like I said, I really do think that, I mean, he's getting up there in age, but dude, I mean, he's a dog outdoors, especially on 250. And I don't really see any reason. If it was anyone else, I'd be like, all right, well, their fitness probably isn't going to be ideal, but it's a Martin brother. Those guys are like psychopaths when it comes to fitness. So I wouldn't be surprised if he was in better shape than the rest of the team. And you just got to get, that feel back. And I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised to get a little top 5, maybe even a podium out of him.
Yeah, so he actually did an interview with Kellen, shout out to the boy, and he said he's in the best shape of his life right now.
Yeah, that's terrifying if I'm anyone else. That's like the worst possible thing the entire rest of the crew could hear.
Yeah,
that's horrible.
So those are some of the questions I have. Like, does he get a top 10? Does he get a top 5?
100%.
Does he get a podium,
yes.
right? Like, let us know in the comment section what you guys think. I think if he gets a good start, he can run up there. Maybe not Paula. Second race Hangtown, top 5. Top 5 overall. Definitely a top 10 overall. I can guarantee a top 10.
He's getting top 10. Yeah, 100%. He's getting a top 10.
Yeah. So in the comment section, let us know how you guys think he's gonna do. We think he's gonna do pretty damn well. So, and hopefully it gets extended, and he kind of can do the whole entire season. Maybe that jump starts his career again, and just does like outdoors. Like, we don't need to see him Supercross, in my opinion. Like, just do outdoors. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, let us know what you guys think. Our next topic: Aaron Plessinger signs a 1-year extension with KTM through 2026. So he'll be racing the full series next year: Supercross, Motocross, SMX. And now, what are the expectations for AP, right? For Supercross,
outdoors?
for Motocross. I'm saying for everything. I personally think it's a top 5 to top 3 in the championships. That's kind of my expectations.
100%. He's a podium guy every round outdoors, in my opinion. No glaze. He's shown that last year. This is the best he's been riding. He's not hurt. He's always been like hurt at the end of a soupy. He even said that that was the only time he'd been to Denver, because he'd been hurt, which I didn't realize that he had been hurt every other Supercross round on a 450 at the end of the year. So assuming he doesn't get hurt in Salt Lake City, which he won't, because he's riding great, just manifesting that. And goes into Paula feeling good. I think we gotta expect podiums from him, brother.
Yeah, that's the same thing for me too. Like, especially from last year outdoors, he was riding great towards the end, right? Kind of carried it over towards the end of Supercross this year, not the beginning, but the end of Supercross, he's picking it back up. But he's going to have that momentum, right? He's going to have that momentum in this outdoor season, which I kind of expect him right off the bat to be top 5s. That's kind of my thought, with like Chase, Jett, Eli, all those guys coming back, right? So that's my expectations for next year. My expectation is top 5 in the Supercross Championship and top 3 outdoors. That's kind of my expectation. Also, I made a big deal about Levi Kitchen's new deal in our last week's video. Big props to KTM, AP, everybody involved with getting this out to the public. I saw it all over socials. Everywhere. I saw a press release from KTM. Like, it was everywhere. So big props to them for doing that, because we still haven't got a press release or a social post for Levi Kitchen. So I'm just
apparently we don't care.
I don't know. Okay, talking about another contract situation that I thought was very interesting is Christian Craig. He's only doing Supercross. I thought it was supposed to be the whole year. Like that's kind of how it portrayed it to be.
He's not very good outdoors. Like I don't
He's
really
pretty good
see...
outdoors. He's pretty good outdoors. He's pretty deep. He can get top 10s. He can 100% get top 10s. But
you think right now he's not even really getting top 10s in the Supercross? You know
maybe not right now, but
right,
whenever he did motocross in the past, he was top 10 guy. All right.
That's what I'm saying right now.
But shout out to Loops Phillips. He broke this on Friday before Denver, and he just posted a tweet. And he said Christian Craig confirmed on press day that as of now he won't race any pro motocross rounds. It's so crazy, dude. So crazy. He possibly might be a fill-in for if anybody got hurt for the star guys in the 450 class. I heard it's not a fill-in for 250s. That's what I've heard.
I don't think he can. And I also saw somewhere that said that he said he would never want to touch 250 again.
That might have been actually in the same interview with Phillips or with Lewis Phillips. Mr. Phillips over there. But yeah, let us know your guys' thoughts on this because I thought it was surprising. I thought it was a full year, like Moto, SMX, Super. Like, why would you not expect that full year for Craig?
Because he was hurt, came back in the middle of the year.
But he signed a 2-year deal.
Yeah, but probably didn't do too good. Probably realized they're not really ready to be back racing. Let's take outdoors off. He's a dog in Soupy. If he can figure it out, let's take outdoors off, figure it out, come back, be a top 5 guy next year.
Okay, so that's
what
very
I would
good.
do if I have my little manager shirt on. I don't have my manager shirt on. I have an FXR shirt on, though. Shout out FXR.
But so with that, I kind of agree with that, like what your timeline is there. But if he has enough points to race SMX this year, he can make a bag to a degree, right? Somewhat of a bag in that SMX championship. So possibly a couple outdoors towards the end, maybe get a little bit healthy and race a couple.
That would be interesting to see how far he's off, because I would think it's
not, especially if the guys come back and then more privateers get in the mix. He's going to be on that line to get in. So
I mean, I would think he'd be pretty low because the guys that are on the line already, if they do outdoors, they're going to get double points every day, basically, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
For every race. So I would think he's pretty far off since he came in late and really hasn't done super great. But maybe I'm wrong, brother.
Maybe. I guess, just let us know in the comment section your guys' thoughts on Craig. Okay, now moving into this weekend, we got MXGP of Lugo, or MXGP of Spain. This is round 8.
Marks.
Yeah, that track is actually really fun on MX bikes. I'm not going to cap.
Yeah,
the track layout is pretty freaking sick, too. Okay, so there's going to be MXGP there, MX2, WMX, and then EMX 250, which is like the amateur side of things for MXGP, which I got to really watch more into. I'm not going to cap. I don't watch a lot of it, but it's some really good racing there. Okay, but anyways, last year, Prado won, Kaido Wolf won. This year, Prado's not there anymore.
Prado's winning again. I'm just kidding.
Prado's not there.
Kidding.
So from my perspective, I think I'm going to have to go with Lucas Kunin for that win. He's coming off back-to-back victories, a perfect weekend in Portugal. I think he gets it done there. Yeah, I think he has that momentum. For the 250 class, Kaido Wolf won it last year. He had a podium in Portugal. It was a mud race. Crashed a bunch. Go watch the clip. It was a wild ride for those 250 guys. But Adamo's coming off a very good performance in Portugal. Just had a perfect race. I personally think, though, Kai is going to go back-to-back here. 2024, 2025, he's going to get that W there. But I'm not going to be surprised to say if Adamo gets up there, Langerfelder gets up there, even say Sasha, he can get up there too. Liam Everts needs a bounce back ride. He had a DNF in Moto number 2 because of the mud. Those are my perspective. Doc doesn't know a lot about MXGP.
Hey, man. Hey, all right. They race dirt bikes on the other side of the world, all right, where they're a little bit less free. That's all I know, you know?
Yeah, just... But yeah, so just I wanted to bring up MXGP because we do the reactions for it, which you guys really enjoy. So thank you guys so much for watching that. I also want to bring up the little bit of EMX 250 for Portugal, Rogelis. I think, dude, this name, I don't even know how would you pronounce this if I had to spell it to you without knowing someone else saying it. Yeah, so he is the points leader, up by 12 points. I think he's going to get it done again. Like I said, I don't watch a lot of the EMX2 guys, or the EMX 250 guys, but I think he's going to get the W. But talking a little bit more about MXGP, we have a rider that is officially out, and we talked about it a little bit last week, and that is Timothy, I don't think it's actually Timothy, but it's Tim Gajser. He had a shoulder surgery on Wednesday morning, and he is out for the foreseeable future.
That sucks.
He had a 50-point lead before the crash. A 50. Yeah. It was his championship.
Sucks.
It was his.
Yeah, that sucks too. The way he crashed too, like the reason when it was on the little off track, the little hole they dug, that sucks.
Which is even crazier to think about.
I know what's up. Okay.
You saw the clip. What's even crazier to think about is the track markers were around that. I'm not even gonna cap. So like where the dirt mound was, the track markers were to the side of it instead of like where to like close it off, right? It's just so stupid. But yeah, shoulder surgery, that's hard to say, for Tim Gajser. The press release said they don't expect, like they don't have a timetable to come back. They want to just get fully healthy. I kind of expect him to miss the rest of the season, to be fair. There's, I believe it's 20 rounds for MXGP. Maybe he comes back for, say, the last couple, like later on, and then gets ready for MXDN.
What he should do is miss all of them, come back for donations, and then come over here and race Soupy.
Dude, that would be crazy. I don't think that will ever actually happen. I think he's going to stay in MXGP for his career. So
yeah,
let us know if you guys think that he should move over to the US and start doing same pro motocross, or even come into Supercross like Prado. Let us know in the comment section. But yeah, another guy that is officially out now as well is Ken Roczen. He talked about the breaking news last week that he was going to miss we just said he's going to miss this weekend. The news broke later on in the broadcast that he's actually going to miss the next couple weekends, so the last 2 rounds. And that is because he has a torn ligament in his ankle. He did say in that interview, though, that he will plan to try to make it back for a couple outdoor rounds to get into like the racing shape for the SMX championship.
I just need him to come back and win. Just win a chip, win a Soupy chip and an outdoor chip, and then retire. Please.
What if he wins the SMX chip?
Oh, that'd be so fire.
That would be crazy.
That'd be so sick. He totally could too. That's like totally a Ken Roczen type event that he could win. Plus he's ripping. Yeah.
If he comes back, I think he can win that if he goes like say 2-2-2 in each races. You know,
100%. Yeah.
It would be crazy. One guy that is riding again that you actually brought up last week in our Everything Moto video is Jason Anderson. There's some rock clips. I think it was Vital. Don't quote me on that. Those guys, one of the media channels posted some rock clips of him riding at Paula, getting prepared for outdoors. So that was a question mark that you had last week. Like, anybody hear from Anderson? What's happening?
Yeah, we still don't know what happened as far as I'm concerned, aware, right? Like,
yeah.
I mean, which is fine. If it was like a family private thing, that's cool. But it's crazy. I saw that they said it was his first day back. I guess I kind of assumed like it must have been really bad. If it was a family emergency, it must have been like really bad. So that's sad. Because if it was something like he needed to, I kind of thought maybe he needed to get away that weekend for something kind of bad that happened, and then maybe just chose to sit out and then was kind of riding. But to hear that a couple days ago was his first time riding, that's not good. So hopefully everything's okay.
Yeah, hopefully everything's okay. But yeah, he's back on the bike, which is good to see. My question for you guys is, how does he do outdoors? He's honestly kind of underrated outdoors.
Agreed, 100%.
I think
especially
he's definitely underrated. Yeah, I think he's definitely underrated. I think potentially if he stays healthy, doesn't get any weird things happen to him during the season, I think he can get a top 5. Maybe even it's like a top 4 in the chip, in my saying, in the overall chip. Yeah. In my opinion,
100%. Yeah, if he makes every round, he will absolutely be like a top 5 guy. Yeah, I don't know. Like going into Paula, I would have to put him fairly low.
I would say maybe he's been off 7-8.
Yeah, that's kind of where I would 7 to 9 even maybe, because he's been off the bike so long. I don't know. Maybe he's in super good shape, and maybe he'll come out like you said. He's super underrated outdoors. He's always like, he'll win, and people are like, "Oh, that was surprising." Like, he does this every year. What do you mean?
Yeah, very true.
But yeah, I would have low expectations, hoping that he smashes those.
I feel that 100%. And I mean, also it's a rumored contract year for him, so he's kind of got to show up a little bit, right? For like those other teams, he might actually already have like a contract lined up somewhere, right? But it is a contract year for him this year. So, okay, so now our next topic is Jett Lawrence goes to the Met Gala, and to be honest, I know what the Met Gala is, but I also don't know what the Met Gala does. All right.
Google search.
Yep. So I had to Google this, but the Met Gala is an annual charity event hosted by the Metropolitan Museum of Art for Costume Institute, raising money for the institute and marking the opening of its annual fashion exhibit. And now Met Gala, a lot of celebrities. I mean, a lot. Everybody that's high up in the celebrity list is there. And Jett Lawrence was the first moto guy to ever attend. In my opinion, I thought it was pretty cool. Something different for our sport. And it kind of shows that our sport is kind of growing in a way. This past season, we had Kenny at MotoGP a few times. I think Kenny just went to the F1 in Miami. And so I think our sport is kind of growing to a degree. And I think that's awesome to see. And hopefully we have some more I guess wouldn't be collaborations, but more things.
Public showings.
Yeah, more public showings to Met Gala. Maybe it gets more back on ESPN. You know, like we need that kind of stuff in our sport to just help it grow. And it is honestly just sick to see Jett do that.
It's cool though, you know. The more things we can do to get the sport out there, the better. And that seems like, I guess, a cool thing.
I feel like he was definitely out of place a little bit, 100%, just a little tiny.
It looked like it.
Yeah, so just kind of funny, but yeah, it's so sick to see our sport growing. Hope for more things similar to that in the future, maybe even next year. A couple guys from Moto Scene goes to that, right? Maybe even like a Ken Roczen and Jett goes to, or something like that. All right, so the last topic that we have today is related to some moto gaming, and shout out to the boy Kellen. He does the professional broadcasting for MX Sim, and Wednesday night was actually his last stream for that. He's officially, it's not necessarily retiring. He said that he's leaving the door open to come back, but it's going to be the last stream for MX Sim professional, Supercross, and motocross going forward, which is kind of huge in my opinion, because he's been doing it for over a decade. I mean, a lot of people tune into that stream to watch the sim, because sim is almost like the pinnacle of racing, because like it's so crazy what happens like on the in MXM for professional racing. A lot of chaos, it's insane to see where Kellen started to where he's brought MXM, honestly. And it's just kind of sad to see it go. You won't see it for motocross this year unless something crazy happens. But man, it kind of just sucks. And I've been watching that for literally almost 10 years. Literally.
I got to say a couple things, two things. First of all, Kellen, we love you. And I don't think a lot of us as creators would be here if it wasn't for you. So thank you. And it's been cool to watch that whole thing. Thing number two, Sim's dead.
That is true.
Sim just died on Wednesday.
Yeah, that might be the case, bro. Like literally.
Kellen was the only reason I even knew Sim stuff existed. Kellen goes away, no more Sim, game's dead. And it's not just, game's dead. 100%.
I think a lot of people are going to be rotating over to MX bikes because of that. Yeah. And then I think a lot of people might even rotate to MTG later on if the game does well, right?
Yeah.
Just saying, in general, I'm just saying, right? Like for Kellen and his like the Start Your Systems TV, he did mention that he might be doing some other type of like streaming for like some of the racing stuff that is better for his schedule. So be on the lookout for that stuff on YouTube. But yeah, it's kind of crazy to think about that. That's basically dead. So yeah, it's unfortunate. But yeah, so those are all the moto topics that we have for this week. Let us know your guys' thoughts about all the topics in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for all the love on all the videos this past couple weeks, man. It's been crazy.
Banging week.
Yeah, it's been nuts. So we really do appreciate that. And yeah, we'll be back. What's tomorrow for the watch party? And then we'll be back on Tuesday for our SLC review. That's so weird to say, just say Salt Lake City. But yeah, so we'll have our review, and then we'll get into the off-season stuff. And it's going to be crazy to see who becomes a champion. So, but yep. So with that being said, Thank you guys so much for the love, and we're out. Peace.